And good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever it is in your part of the world. I hope you've done your homework because school is in session. Good morning to you, Mechalink, and to everyone.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Good afternoon to evening for me. I'm Central Time, U.S. Yeah, we've got a kid to start with too, so this kid's definitely. We're hoping she did her homework.
Yeah.
So this is a 2v2 race. So we've got our one team on the left, Night Dew and Casual Geek Dave, repping Paladin Cecil, and on the right we've got Kate Sith 2 and Dre Wolf representing Rydia.
Yeah. This is a very interesting flag set. This is not your typical race here. Although we have shops that are randomized, treasures are not. And wow, this Cecil versus Rydia Star is very appropriate for now.
Yeah.
Cecil and an Ogrex.
So the thing that makes this interesting, and the thing that we don't usually do, is that we haven't randomized any of the normal treasures, right? Like, so the tent that's off to the right in Baron, that's still a tent, right? Like, the problem with that is that you're not going to be able to get any good weapons or armor in the overworld because there aren't any.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff just doesn't sell for much, so you're not going to get a whole lot of money to actually buy anything from the shops.
Yep.
Because some of the best stuff is still very expensive.
And so we've got somebody looting Baron, we've got Troya, we've got somebody checking out the Hobbs flag. That's good. With Hobbs flags on, that is something that Rydia will help make Rydia good. We'll see what they get. Dre Wolf's gonna have that's Shiva?
Yeah, that is Shiva.
All right.
Good character once they get it in the Baron Inn edges there. So that's a ray of light because he comes with some very high level gear to start off with.
Yeah.
Problem is you've got to find him.
Unfortunately, as Casual Geek Dave just found out, Troya Treasury is actually just a bust.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a talk about where people were going to get their items and money, and we decided that Eblin Castle was going to be the play to make for initial things.
Yeah. Yep. There's a couple of hourglasses in the overworld that nobody's gotten yet. There's a lot of good chests, and with encounters off, you can actually go into what is a fairly late game area on the overworld and get some reasonable stuff. Okay, we've got somebody in Mist. We've got both of that team in Mist, which is good because there's a couple of they're just bombs. So not as I was hoping they were the better bombs, but no, they're just bombs.
There is a tiara and a change rod here, which is very good for Rydia. Once she picks up a couple of levels, she'll be able to make use of her magic X and the boost that those will give. That Shiva, although it's not the best summon in the world, it's still usable.
Yeah, it's still good enough. All right, we've got Kate Sith is checking out the. Is that the gauntlet, or did they take out the first soldier?
They took out the first soldier. This is the part regards the officer and soldiers.
Okay.
Cecil should be okay here because the soldiers have nothing in the way of help.
Getting aggressive, going to the back row, that's not very fast.
Yeah, but you really want Rydia alive for the experience here.
It's possible to have a life potion. There is one hanging out in early setup.
Yeah, there's lots of little items around. We've seen a number of cure ones. Life potions are quite prevalent. There's some freestanding elixirs floating around, which
we do have the Black Sword, which is stunningly cheap. Where is that? That is in Silveria.
Yeah.
So Black Sword's a good pickup for Cecil. It's his best weapon as a Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Ooh, Night Dew. Trying to remember which one of these caves actually goes somewhere. It's the bottom one.
The
Hourglass and Darkness Arrows.
That would be the
Darkness Sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which isn't his best, but it's definitely a nice upgrade. And I believe that was Cecil on the top of Hobbs. Sorry, Teller on the top of Hobbs.
Ugh. Well, I mean, he comes with Cure 2 and Exit. Like, I wouldn't kick him out of bed if I could beat the beat the boss there.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. What we really need is just some way to boost power to get people started. Once things start rolling, this seed is going to open up dramatically because more things will become available.
Right. Yeah, we saw coffins in Mysidia, so that's another way they could kind of claw themselves into something. Live ether, white arrows. Yeah, I don't think there's much of anything in the Demesian, unfortunately.
No, Damsian is a very quick early level place. There's not a whole lot of high level equipment in there.
Yeah. Night Dew also going for the guards. They're just trying to get any experience, I guess, just something to get Ridia's level. All right.
Kate Sif is going for that black sword.
And Dreywolf is going to get that Hourglass one that's in Baron. So you've seen it. Like I said, there's a couple of Hourglasses in the overworld. Yeah. Those can definitely help you claw your way through some encounters.
Yeah, we did forget one thing though. You could sell the Ogre Axe, which Kate Sif has just done.
Oh,
that sells for 22,000. That's a very big chunk of change to get some early things. So that's nice thinking on Kate Sif's and Direwolf's team, because I believe Direwolf did the exact same thing. No, he's still got the Ogre Axe, so he's still got a bit of money available.
Direwolf. The Ogre Axes, that's more money than is in the entire rest of the overworld, we believe. So that's a good sell right there. We've got illusions, which can help you break past some physical encounters. We've got lives, which is something you always want to have access to in Fabul.
Wow, there's something you don't see every day. Night Doom making use of the usable part of the change rod, changing the officer into a pig.
You gotta go deep sometimes. All right, Ridia gains 5 levels. That is a lot of levels.
Yeah, you don't see it that often, that side of the rod's being used, but
30 MP.
It's useful.
Ridia has enough MP to do the job now.
So we could see some Shivas showing their face. And CPU, that looks like it's in Fabul.
Yep, CPU in Fabul. That's not a fast fight at all.
No. And Cecil really should be in the middle here instead of the top.
Yeah.
For that added accuracy boost.
Case of thinking a little, and
likely going to go and pick up that tiara and change rod now.
Yeah. And Casual Geek Dave realizing that CPU is not really a beatable boss.
Not with the way he's set up. Maybe you can get it with the black sword and the and Shiva. But he, like I said, he definitely needs Cecil in the middle row for the added strength and agility.
Yep.
And accuracy.
And nothing good in the Agard shop. Casual Geek Dave is going to get those Ridia levels, and we've got a swarm of gas with Mylon. Nice ship a target.
Yeah, so this should go fairly well for Night 2 in the Anline Cave, so we'll get our first look at, our second look at a key item. But really, I think they'll be happy with almost anything if it's a quite decent
viable Hourglass 3s in the Kaipo and Tella in the bed.
So we've seen 2 tellers and an edge.
Yeah.
Definitely the edge being the higher priority of all 3 of those.
Yeah. The mighty cure one out of the kid.
It's 50, no, almost 50 hit points at these low levels.
It's the fifth of your
something.
HP.
Hey, especially this part. Mylon's magic stat is fairly okay in this area. So these lit ones are still going to be doing a good amount of work.
The reason why it is, by the way, is because Antlion has a magic-based counterattack. And so he has some magic-based stats to go with it. So this Mylon actually has magic. But his body, and he is down.
Yep.
That'll be another couple levels for Rydia.
Meanwhile, we've got Katesif heading to the ball, going to find his.
We got the Drain Sword.
Going to see his CPU. Probably check out the shops quickly. Nightdew is wondering what the heck he's got himself into.
Direwolf's hoping there's something back here, and there's a little bit of money and an illusion.
That ether, those ethers could be useful for Shiva, though.
Oh yeah.
In these early levels, so we could see those being made use of.
Bacchus wine in the tower. Kent. Yeah, Kate is looting Fabul before the fight, which is fairly uncommon because most people think fight is easy. Zeus Rage, Bomb, Nodus, and a Cure 1. Zeus Rage is a tier 2 attack item.
Yeah,
5,000 gold there. Okay, yeah, there's money in Silvera too.
Problem with the Zeus Rage though is we know it's CPU. The Zeus Rage still gets affected by that reflect, so it's not something they can use.
Right, and we haven't seen Stardust or Earth Drums, which are the attack items that dodge that.
Yeah, and I don't believe they're available in S2 anyway, so I don't think we're going to see them.
There's a couple chests that I think have them in the overworld, but we will see. And Edward, not Tella.
Oh, it's Edward.
That explains why they skipped it. I was like, I can't Tella.
Yeah, Calbrina isn't exactly nice to see there either, because one of the big downsides of that fight is that she eats a lot of the experience. You don't see that second half usually.
Yeah, that said, Zeus Rage will knock her out easy, so I think I think that just to have another body, like, it might be reasonable to clear that.
Yeah.
You're right, you do get less than the full amount of experience, but...
Yeah. I think it's still more than you would get in the Miss Dragon spot, because it is a fairly high amount of experience you get there normally. So Rydia would benefit quite well from it, but it's whether you want to...
we got Pain Man in the water. Pain Man at the waterfall.
Well... It's an easy fight, and if they've got a life potion...
Can they sneak in the life?
No, the words are already happening. You won't get the life in afterwards.
Womp womp.
You need, in that spot, because it's so fast, you need to get that life potion as the second one's going, as the third one's in the air.
Yep. Bahamut on top of Ordeals.
I hope he's got star veils, because you are not going to get through that.
I did not see any star veils so far. Yeah.
They are available in the overworld because they can't not be there. So
because of the S2 flags.
Yeah. So there is a way through it. It's just.
And I mean that's a good thing, right? Like they want to get through that gauntlet of 3 bosses. Right, like they desperately want to unlock Cecil in Paladin form because he's way better as a Paladin.
Yes, especially in this sort of environment. If they haven't sold that Ogre Axe, they've got a fairly decent weapon for him that they can use. And as I said, once they get started on this, it's just going to escalate from there. More things are going to become available, and it's going to get easier for them.
Right.
But right now, they look like they're struggling just for that initial start.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the Paladin Cecil team. I like that they've got Rydia some levels, and are actually Casual Geek Dave is gonna grind up a little more.
Yeah, using those bombs that he picked up. That's they're weak, but if it gets the job done, it gets the job done.
Yeah. We've got sirens. And they're star veils. Okay.
Now's the question: do they want to pick up a couple of sirens to do the just fight a couple of Lamias on Mount Ordeals, or do they want the star veils to get through the first boss?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. Oh, Rydia goes down. Unfortunate. And Casual Geek Dave resets because Rydia is the one that needs the experience.
Yeah. I'm surprised he isn't using Shiva because he should have enough MP for it. Oh no, he's only got 25. He needs one more level.
Alright, Kate Sith checked out the western side of Hob, which has just under 10k money and a bunch of random stuff. Kate Sith does have the MP for Shiva though. So
right now, nothing really to use it on.
Right. What is Kate Sith doing?
He might be thinking about going and facing the Carbrenadors and getting Edward right now.
Yeah.
The fact he's healing up on Mount Hobbs seems to indicate that he wants to do something there.
Yeah. And Night Dew's going back with the veil. I'm gonna see if I can. I will be very Cecil or Rydia.
I will be very surprised if it's Cecil. Rydia is the one that's going to make use of the experience here.
I strongly agree with you, and I strongly disagree with putting the Silk Veil. Cecil goes back to level 1 when he turns into a paladin. This is just wasted experience. All right, we do have Kate Sith getting Adwart. And yeah, Shiva will do the job.
Yeah, that should finish off this fight in quick succession. And there goes the Mega Nuke. Should be an easy victory there. Although
2 meaningless levels.
Yeah. Rydia would have got at least 4 and possibly enough for 2 Shivas.
Yeah. No. All right, we've got Dire Wolf. I will get that right. Oh, whoa!
Apparently, you really want to look at that Night Dew's stream, so Smokey has made it useful for us.
Hey, kick the kick heard around the world. That's what I want to see. And Night Dew saved after that, so that video experience is gone forever.
Yeah.
Casual Geek Dave is gonna find their CPU. Oh, just a random encounter we're taking here.
Yeah, but it's still got a Lilith at the back there. Lilith's are amazing experience as long as you can survive it, because they still do hit hard. But usually it's 1 to 2 cure 2s, and you should get through that fight.
They're like 400-ish HP, something like that.
I think it's around 350, so yeah.
350. Shiva will do the job. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Dave has
Direwolf decided. Direwolf and Gadget Geek Dave both decided they wanted to get globed, and that is exactly what's happening.
Yeah. Shiva is not really the play to make there.
No. If like,
not unless you're
Sylph would be great.
Yeah. Not unless you're sure it's going to get you the victory.
Yeah. No, All right. Kate Sith is about to see Bahamut. And Kate Sith can save 2 people because Edward can hide. As soon as they get their star veils, that is. And Kate Sith didn't save at the bottom. That's a small little time loss. If they had saved at the bottom, they could have just not climbed back down the mountain. How we doing? They're tanking these hits. Are they doing any damage on Night Dew's side? Shiva?
Shiva is really the best choice, and he's going to need 6 of those.
Yeah, that is a lot of Shivas. But we do have a lot of ethers. We have a lot of ethers. It is possible that if you can keep them alive, you will eventually burn through Karate Man.
Does have 75 MP, so yes, there's the chance.
Punch and a kick, took her down.
Yeah, but you just can't. That was what, 99 damage on that punch,
and then yeah, and then the kick. All right, we've got a siren. This is a good place to use it. And Kate Sith gonna get those star veils and gonna get enough to make sure the entire party survives.
Casualty Geek Dave, trying Shiva again on CPU. Is there enough there to kill it?
Not quite, which means that no attack item is going to work here. They've all out reflect.
Yeah.
Oh
no!
Oh!
No, there he goes. There goes the globe.
So close. So close. Somebody theorizing that remedy should be the solution to the Yang fight. Sadly, the Karate Man is not actually in the confused status. He's in the I want Cecil to hit me status.
Yeah, but that Karate is doing some work on Rydia. 144 damage on the punch.
Yeah, that's
those
tough.
Lifts gave a great, good amount of experience, but you really want her surviving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't put them in the front row. That's what they try. They switched into the front row, and Brady just got destroyed. You just can't do that. All right, Kate Sith about to mega nuke down Bahamut. Yeah. Venom
Also using 2 star valves. It looked like one on Cecil, one on Rydia.
Yeah.
Again, is the one on Cecil really necessary? It's up to debate, but I suppose he just wants.
It's probably not
attack power just in case of the back attack, which he doesn't know about yet.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they're going to be reasonably happy having the extra possible attack power, just because they've got 3 characters. So, oh wow, Rudy goes down quick there. Having 3 characters means that they have Edward to do the ethering, and that means that Cecil could actually do some DPS. Right, so like having the attack power on Cecil actually might help here, even though those levels are eventually wasted. Plagu, where did Plague come from?
He Casualty Dave is in Baron at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Rubicante, Easy Shiva, Plague is possible here.
Yeah, but this is
probably would have wanted to wait on that life until the count came off, though.
Yeah, this is a fast spot for Plague. That's a problem.
It's a fast spot in general.
Yeah.
It's actually a very slow spot. But because it's so slow, the count on you is extremely fast.
Right. That is what I meant when I said fast spot for Plague.
Knight 2 has got
Knight
through the karate fight, so is just about to have a cecil as the paladin. So
yeah,
things could be looking up for him.
Yep. No, that's toughened it out, using all the resources that they had on hand without going back down, and just managing to get through it. So we're gonna have real Cecil at 25 minutes deep for Night Dew.
Which isn't really that bad considering this. I usually aim for about 20 to 25 minutes of doing it, get into ordeals.
All right, and we have.
So it's not too bad on this way of time scale.
We have Direwolf in Eblin Castle, where all the money is, and we had Package at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, Kate Sif is also through karate. That black sword doing a lot of work for him.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, everyone else is having a nap. They need their mid school day nap.
Yeah, no, young children, you take your nap. I wish I could take naps in the middle of the day.
Mom Bomb as the boss in the at the top of ordeals.
That's kind of annoying.
It's annoying because you won't get through the actual HP that it has, but once the explosion has happened, one Shiva should finish this, and the explosion isn't that bad.
Yeah, it's just annoying. Alright, and Dreywolf is going to find out about Plagu after this. I'm gonna waste an item here rather than use Shiva. There we go.
MP is, although it's not at a premium because of ethers, you might be thinking to keep it as much as possible for the second boss.
Yeah, that's fair. And I mean, to actually just chocoboat it down. Casual Geek Dave burning the Siren. And now we'll see if they're set up for Plagu. Do they have a Hermes to throw on Plague?
It's more, do they have a way to
just suicide, right?
Yeah, they do have a coffin.
That is an expensive coffin.
Yeah. Really, they want 3 characters going into this.
Yeah. And one of them being able to hide is I hear possibly useful.
Really, you want him there to help actually kill someone off and then revive, rather than him hiding. Or because he does have a high agility stat, you might be able to get a star veil off before Plague gets the count.
Kate Sif got through karate, but didn't get through Mom Bomb.
Really?
Well, I mean, I saw Dark Knight Cecil still in the party. Am I wrong? I might have been wrong. It was very confusing.
Hopefully he'll change his characters around so we can see, or show us the
menu or something. I was very confused for a minute. Yes, the kick heard around the world Delta Fiend is an incredibly amusing. Yeah, still has Dark Knight Cecil. Like, they picked up the package, couldn't beat Mom Bomb, and left.
That feels odd because Mum Bomb isn't that bad, and you should be able to get through that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It's possible they forgot to save before going to Mom Bomb. And now that doesn't make sense. I don't understand. I missed what happened on Kate Sith's screen, and I'm very sad for it. Because
that is definitely before Mom Bomb, because Rydia and Cecil were down.
Right. No, that makes sense. I don't. Okay, and now they're going back where there's. Oh, excuse me.
Might have had some unlucky damage rolls on the actual punches that Mum Bomb does, as well as the so when the explosion came out, didn't have enough experience, enough hit points.
HP. Yeah, that's possible, and that they just needed some way to either bring the people back up or restore Cecil HP. Or just not having a weapon for him after conversion.
Yeah, he did sell the Ogre Axe.
Right. But alright, going back.
Yeah, he's taken the black sword off this time. Maybe that was it, because he wanted to take that off.
Maybe, but it's only worth 1,000. I'm not sure.
It's still more than nothing.
Still not, yeah, it's still not nothing, but
yeah. With the key item being the package as well, some people might go out and grab that character.
Oh, I would definitely check.
Yeah, because it's another body. It could be a white mage. It could be Fu.
Yeah.
Fu at this stage would just break everything open.
Fessel's wielding white arrows and a crossbow, and that's not doing much. Then why not Drain Sword? Oh wait, because it would make some stat 0.
Really? It is still better than a crossbow. Though crossbows are notoriously bad, almost to the fact that the short bow is better.
Yeah. Defense sword in Fabul. That is going to be a good replacement for Ogre. For Night Dew.
Yeah. Defense sword is pretty much the item is wanted.
Yeah, and yeah, the Fessel is doing work with the Drain Swords, so they are set there.
Yeah, that high-level weapon just to help speed things up is what they've been waiting for.
Yeah,
the Black Sword was a good start. Defense Sword is just gonna rip it open.
Yep. Night Dew's definitely having a bit of a rave. There we go. Silk Web and Black Shield.
Yeah. Direwolf and Casualty Dave have been almost inseparable.
Yeah.
Direwolf has been using the Black Sword. Casualty Dave has been using Shiva, but they're still almost neck and neck. So that's probably our most interesting set of stories, that they've just been so close to each other in doing this.
And they're about to follow Kate Sith into the Crystal Room. Now is probably a good moment, as Moobot reminds us, that Free Enterprise community is starting up a league in the very near future. If you're interested, there's a link in chat right now. To the Highway to the Zenith Zone with a 2 in it, because it's the second one. It's, over the next couple months, we're going to be doing a big tournament. Last time was really exciting. I just missed out on qualifying for the higher stages, but I'm going to go back into it for sure.
I personally just missed out on the actual Highway to Zenith Zone. It was actually what got me into this and got me started, and definitely something to check out. Some very high profile runners of both the randomizer and the vanilla runs will be joining up, I do believe, so we could see some very high octane races.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. All right, Night Dew going to try and unlock the edge.
I don't see any problem here, apart from that we know it's plague, and
right.
This is still going to be dangerous.
Yes. Gonna try and Bacchus twine through it.
No supremacy. No one has checked the package character until now. Kate Stiff has just done that, and it is Porum. I'll take her.
Yeah, I take a white mage.
Kate Stiff says no.
Not willing to wait that one out. Ooh, baby. I think the plague's going down.
Now.
Oh, so close.
You do have to get through 4,000 hit points in that spot, so it's not.
Shiva did such a huge chunk of change. I thought that Night Dew was going to get it.
Yeah, go and pick up Edward now. Get that extra body, probably for life refreshes on it.
Yeah, and that'll be enough. They were almost there before. An extra person will give them the chance to do exactly that. Because the thing about Plague is that whenever they see somebody without a count on them, they refresh count on all of your characters. So having somebody die and bringing them back up gives you a full reset on time.
Yeah. Kasif, not having the best of times with Rubicon today, but that's not exactly a bad thing. Having people at lower HP values.
Oof. that was quite the glare.
Yeah. Because it's easier to get them killed, so Plague won't be as bad to deal with.
Ooh, that is bad timing for Shiva.
I actually, it is because it'll be absorbed, but...
Yeah, it's only 300 something, it's fine. Alright. And I'm gonna try that one again.
It might be better just to go with a typical ice one, actually.
Yeah.
It should do enough, because you only have to get through 400 hit points. It should do much more than that. It should do about 500, even being so weak.
Yeah. Alright, Night Dew's gonna give it another shot. Kate Sith is thinking. Direwolf thought about getting a hovercraft and decided to go check out the treasury instead. And everybody has Cecil unlocked. So we have made it past the Dark Knight Cecil phase for everybody.
They've made it through the first hurdle.
Yes, somewhere between 25 and 38 minutes deep. They have all made it past the first hurdle.
Yeah. The problem is the first hurdle is only, I think, 15 meters into the 100-meter race. There's still 85 meters to go.
Yeah. But we know that the defense sword is out there waiting, and I think Night Dew's going to get Plague this time.
Yeah. Having that extra character in there, Edward, just to keep killing off and picking up, while Rydia throws out the Shivas.
Yeah.
That's just going to be so much helpful rather than just trying to deal with it with 2 characters alone.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got 67 MP left, so 2 more Shivas should get the job done for sure. I think 2 more Shivas is pretty much guaranteed too.
Yeah. He's using that Zeus Rage, but he had a Noctis in his inventory.
Yeah, and that would have been good enough.
Yeah. Again, and it's only Ice 1, but Rubicante is extremely weak against Ice when he's got his cape open.
Yeah.
Use what you've got. Use the cheapest available thing that you've got. And Kate Sif is going the Star Veil route, so it's going to be reflecting back that count. So he's going to have complete impunity to just dish out the damage here. I
like it. All right, and Knight Dew for their effort gets Edge and Adamant.
1/2 of the crystal. So
yes.
Baron In is definitely given the goods. A very useful character. One of the pieces of go mode. You can't really ask for much more from there.
Yeah, except for Way Underground. But no, that's really good. That's a really good pickup for sure. Unfortunately, that opens up the entire rest of the game. Now that in terms of where the possible other half could be.
Yeah. It also opens up a whole lot of possibilities for just getting in where you can go. Edge opens up so much because of his levels, because of his equipment, and because of the attack power he can dish out.
Yep, and it looks like Knight Dew's going to go through the 3 key items that are hanging out around here. This is the full key item randomization set. So summon monsters, bosses, moon bosses, treasure chest, a trap treasure chest. All of them could have the key items that you need.
Yeah. Although treasures aren't randomized, the trap treasure chest still will be, because they are key item locations.
Right.
Supposedly. We're just about to find out if that's true or not.
This stale man is giving Knight Dew a bit of the business, but
yeah, Cecil goes down, but Edge sees that fight through. Yeah. And Rydia gets the experience, which isn't too bad because she does like it. And Elixir, so yes, that is definitely a randomized item.
Yep. We were looking up what that was beforehand. It was definitely not an elixir.
Yeah. Strangely enough, whenever I've done these things where the treasures are randomized, the treasure chests are randomized, elixirs seem to be quite high in the replacement table. Mm-hmm. Especially on a T0 type of flag, and especially when Japanese items aren't available. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure what the calculation is, but elixirs just seem very, very high in probability.
I don't know. It's normally a sleep sword, but I think they'd rather have an elixir than a sleep sword.
Wolf looks like he's got a Starville up on his plague fight as well, so he should be fine.
And Casual Geek Dave is wants a kid.
It looks like he's trying to wait it out, but since Plague is refreshing his own count, it's not going to really do much there.
Right. Nah, then I think that you see Rydia using Shiva, I think that they have realized that they're going to have to power through.
Yeah, the CPU fight for Kate Stiff is going to be very simple with the edge there, and Paladin Cecil. Edward is cheering people on. Meanwhile, Casualty Dave has gone and picked up that pool room.
Mm-hmm. And we see Night Dew using the hourglasses that I've been mentioning to get through some of these more dangerous fights.
Okay. You might not want to pick up that pool.
Oh, no!
Although Casualty Dave is lucky, he's not going to have any issues here because the Shadow Dragon cannot kill anyone.
Darkness Crystal in Eblin. Darkness Crystal in the Drained Spear chest. Wow.
Well, that's something better than the Drained Spear, at least.
Yes.
Although Swimmy might disagree with that.
Thank you, Dusty Griff, for the raid. 7-person raid. I will take any person raid.
I hope you brought your homework with you because we're going to be checking up on it very, very soon.
Yep, the chests are not randomized unless they're a trap chest, so these players have been working with very low resources.
Despite that, they have done very well in the time that they've taken here. It's not easy just to pick up these types of items and get this type of seed. It's just
and I mean, and we're seeing that when they're gonna pick up the kid, right? Like when they're they're really they're doing things that you might not do in a seed where you expect to have enough power because you don't expect to have enough power. Hook. Wow.
There's underground access in
underground and moon access in Eblin Castle.
In sort of an example of people doing things that you probably won't do, Night do use the actual item command of the change rod earlier to turn an officer into a pig.
Yes.
Whenever have you ever done that in a seed? I will tell you I have never done that, and if you've said you've done it, I will not believe you.
Yeah, I call you a liar to your face. I certainly haven't done it. Yep. Kate Sith is hopefully going to find out the good news shortly for their team. Because right now only the left side knows about the bounty that is. And similarly, Direwolf is checking out this entire progression while Kate Sith is doing that. So it's a good division of labor, even though like in a single person seed, this would be weird to do this check that Direwolf is doing. Right, like in this case, right, like if it's Mist Dragon, like you'd be so happy.
Yeah, but it's the entire opposite of Mist Dragon. You've got the Shadow Dragon to deal with, and Direwolf has 3 characters, so one of them is not going to survive this.
Thankfully, at least one of Edge or Cecil will survive, so they'll at least be able to do something. Oh, they killed Reedy off early. Smart.
Well. Yeah, it is actually because you want Edge and Cecil to do the damage here, and you don't want either of them going down.
I didn't think that corporal punishment was legal in schools anymore, but I guess they are not happy about what Riddy is doing here.
I am very, very disappointed in them because Riddy has been doing a lot of work.
It's true. Those teachers just so ungrateful. All right. And Night Dew's, so it looks like Night Dew is going to go through Eblin Cave over going to the moon.
I honestly don't blame him. Mm-hmm. The moon at this moment in time, although we've got Edge and Cecil, is scary. Although you could have at least checked the character.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind checking the character.
Yeah, because Afu, we're going to go back to him because he's just in this situation very, very useful. but Fu, with his array of spells, with the gear he gets, as well as just being level 50.
Well, so here's the other thing, right? Like, in the Moon chest, there's a wide variety of decent gear, some of it untrapped, right? Like dragon, a dragoon armor, black clothes, stardust rods down there somewhere. I don't know which of them is trapped and which isn't, but like there's legitimately some great gear in those non-randomized chests on the Moon, and those are just there for the taking. If you know which chests are trapped and which aren't, then you could kit yourself out real well on the Moon right now.
Yeah, especially with Cesspool available. The chests in Bahamut Cave, all untrapped, all Genji gear, samurai gear.
Yeah, that's fantastic too. Yeah,
that would be that would kit out your Cecil. That would ensure he has defense for days, and would get you through things.
Don't even have to figure out which chests are trapped in the lunar subterranean. Yeah, no, I agree. That's probably way better than trying to remember which chests are trapped and which aren't. We've got the other kid. There's a kid.
Octomom in the Rubicante spot.
That's pretty beatable.
Yeah. We've got two sources of lit, although Rydia's isn't amazing, and being only lit one. With Edge and Cecil, that should be fine.
Edge will have some lightning to go along as well, although it probably should swing his sword head. He will be angry enough to show you some blitz, but oh no, Kate Sith fell down, but they have warp. Okay, phew. Do not want to skip that chest. Warp trick. Okay. Final Fantasy 1 warp trick.
Yep, that's definitely. Apparently, Kate Sith has taught his people float, although I don't see a white mage in his team.
I think we're in agreement with supremacy. The Moon having non-randomized chest and a character, it just seems like a check that you want to pull, but we'll see if the green team makes the same choice, as they're about to find darkness in a half second.
And they have supremacy. It looks like Casualty Dave is going to go and do the Flame Dog chest.
Yeah, there's a single trap chest in this tower. You can access it without the Earth Crystal, but you can't finish it without the Earth Crystal. Unfortunately, unless it's in the first two chests, the last bunch of chests are really annoying to get to, and you can't exit out of this place.
Yeah, but since they're not randomized, we know it is right in this, here.
You're right. Yep, because it's not randomized.
I think that was a mistake on his part. Yeah, fire armor does not do what it says. It actually it makes you weak to fire and strong against ice. So, yeah. Yeah, Bucker, that flame armor is very bad, and I think he just noticed that as he saw 400 plus damage.
And Direwolf is following Casual Geek Dave into the Flame Dog chest. Spoon and Flame Dog.
That means Edward has something to do.
Yes, said Edward can now swing a spoon like a champion.
To be honest, that extra amount of damage is going to be useful going down and facing Octomam.
No, like being able to, like, Octomam's speed slows down as you hit them, and so zero speed moves like attacks, like Nuke, like Virus are, the faster you attack, the faster Octomam becomes irrelevant.
Yeah. And Direwolf and Casual Geek Dave, who are both going to pick up that spoon, have a white mage. So Berserk is going to become available. Although Direwolf doesn't have Edward at the moment, he might go and get him as soon as he sees that spoon. So a Berserked Edward against Octoman with that spoon is because of its high natural speed, normally that's going to do a whole lot.
Yeah, we will see. Wait, why are we going up higher? Do they know something, or are they checking for Derek Mist?
It's possible. I have seen in D-Mist in that spot quite a lot recently, at least 2 or 3 times.
And apparently they believe that the spoon is big enough for Kate Sith to go and pick it up.
Yeah. There's also the Earth Hammer up there, so that could be a target to pick up because that sells for quite a lot of money, 22,500 if I remember correctly. So not a small chunk of change.
And it's Moon Boss. Unfortunate.
D-Lunars. This... Yeah, get out of that. The Edge does have flame, but his magic power isn't going to be enough to get through each one of those. I believe has 4,500 hit points. So and flame is going to do 500, 600 at most. It's going to take a while and not worth the risk.
Flame Shiva, like that, it'd be close, but Direwolf is, Kate Sith and Direwolf aren't willing to do that, so back out, and we'll see what they do.
Yeah, meanwhile, Casualty Dave is having a bit of trouble with that Lamia. Got charmed and is being punched to death.
We got Punchy Mylon as the King and Queen Evelyn spot.
Oh, that's actually dangerous. This spot is fairly fast and very, very high on attack power. So that high hit point on Cecil, high hit point on Edge isn't really that high. Cecil in the back row should be okay, but it's still dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an 800, 600 punch. It's likely because he doesn't have any armor.
Yeah. The armor is pretty weak for them. Direwolf gonna get their Darkness Crystal.
And Shiva... Yeah, I thought that was the case. Shiva actually heals Mylon.
Lessons learned. Learned.
Mylon actually has an amazing amount of resistance to elements.
Yeah.
Apart from fire. I believe he absorbs both lightning and ice. He doesn't get affected by a quake.
Nightdew is canceling out? Is Nightdew gonna go moon because they can't beat Mylon?
I wouldn't blame him. Go and get that equipment for Cecil, making sure he can actually take those punches.
Yeah, I mean that's what we wanted them to do before. I guess that's what they're going to do now. But wow, that is a big time sink.
He does also have the Baron Key. That's the possibility of another character, another key item.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's always the Odin spot if you feel really ballsy.
Yeah, that's a gutsy one. Let's see what their thought is on this front. It's possible that Casual Geek Dave keeps going here, in the intent of actually going underground, with the spoon in hand, right? Whereas Nightdew doesn't have it, right? Like Casual Geek Dave has just better DPS.
Yeah.
It's possible, but that the plan is to send Casual Geek Dave through the
Yeah, because although we've been talking up how good the spoon is as a weapon, and for Edward, it still can be thrown for a good amount of damage by Edge, and that would see you through the Mylon, that Mylon Z fight almost instantly.
Yep. Yep.
I think it would be better served as something for later, and you go and get the equipment for Cecil to survive right now. But there is still those options available.
I mean, I think a Berserk Edward could very well carry the Mylon fight as well. Going for gear, I mean, that's not a bad thing. Although buying it instead of going to the moon.
And yeah, Casualty Dave is going straight underground. We should note that these two teams are in communication with each other. They know, each partner knows exactly what the others knows. So Casualty Dave knows what the boss is. Nightdew would have told him, and knows where these trap chests are. Might just go and pick them since they're not randomized anyway. He should do, but. He knows which items are good.
Nightdew goes to Kaipo and picks up a stack of Hourglass 3s. Maybe Nightdew is prepping for the moon.
If he's got sirens, it's definitely good to go up there, do your grind, and then go underground.
Yeah, we saw sirens. We've seen sirens. We've seen hourglasses. It's entirely possible that is Nightdew's plan now. Yep, looks like it.
Yeah, getting those early levels, just showing up the early game. We're talking an hour in, but we're still talking early game because no one's gone underground yet, and this is the first time going to the moon. But
Direwolf wants to swing that spoon.
Yeah, but getting these levels, just making sure you can go into the later fights with a much better confidence is quite a big turnaround, I would say.
Yep. Alright.
So off goes Nightdew to the moon.
To the moon!
Well, Casualty goes in the complete opposite direction and goes down.
Yeah. That's what we call teamwork. And Direwolf getting their hovercraft.
Might be interesting to see if these the Aridia team, Kate Sif and Direwolf, do something similar and have one person go to the moon to just get some early levels while the other one scopes out Evelyn and sees what is happening.
Yeah, I don't know. The fact that Direwolf is picking up the hovercraft makes me think they're both going underground, but maybe they both want to just get the character. Yeah. I don't know.
But to go to the moon at this stage is still a play that not many people would be happy with. You have to have a lot of confidence in what you're doing. Having the moon is dangerous. Simple.
Yes.
Oh, you can't risk anything. You might have the items.
We've got a frame of who the moon character was. It's Kane.
Kane. I haven't seen any decent equipment for him.
No, I haven't either. But I think Nightdew knows. Nightdew is headed over. Oh, Nightdew's going to check out the trap chest here. The hair dryer's chest, as it is affectionately called. Possible key item.
The other two items here I don't believe are any good, so I think he'll just pick up the monster chest and then run out.
Yep.
Yeah, the defense sword is there, but Cecil is currently using it. There is the Ogre Axe still there, which is fairly decent.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that Kane's gearless; it's that it's a little late. All it would take is one chest to change that, though.
Yeah, the issue is he's sharing his equipment right now with Cecil.
Mm-hmm.
His equipment choices are the same as Cecil. You really need a little bit more than that.
And Cecil doesn't have any good non-weapon gear right now either.
Yeah. Because trap chests the normal chests just don't have it outside of the moon. And Night 2 is only just appearing.
Killing hairdryers on the life glitching hairdryers on the moon. That is a glitch that's on, and I've been we've seen them milk that for every inch it's worth here, just trying to get that extra bit of experience.
And this is going to be 53,000. Kane's going to get something like 28 levels or more. 23 levels.
23. Palom got Virus, and we got Leviathan. That is a much better. It's at the top. It was at the top. There you go.
Rydia's usefulness just jumped another stage.
Yes, Leviathan is very much better than Shiva in every respect.
Okay, I take that back. That's a moon veil and a stardust.
Yes, stardust
that
item.
That
moon veil.
Moon veil itself is going to be very useful at some point.
Yes, moon veils are one of the J items that is it introduces a status that we don't have access to at all in the West, which is a barrier, I think we're calling it, where physical damage just doesn't happen to you. Right, like along with the reflect that it gives you.
Yeah, and that barrier lasts almost forever.
Yeah.
The reflect of the moon veil will wear off way before the barrier does.
Yep. So yeah, I've never seen the barrier status wear off. So yeah, no, that's another item that'll help them get through a physical fight at some spot. So that's a great tool to have in the toolbox. Kate Sith Chua Direwolf are slowly chewing through these Mad Ogres.
Yeah, that's been having a bit of fun on those Mad Ogres. Haven't used the botanist wine on Edward for that, but
Direwolf, even with the spoon, ditched Edward for the other kid.
Probably just going to throw the spoon. He's probably thinking, I've got edge. I'd rather right now keep my white mage and the two black mages. Let's just throw the spoon or keep it later for rescuing Edward again.
And now Kane is a full-fledged samurai with an ogre axe.
We said the equipment here was decent. Picking up is definitely
Odin
there.
is not something Night Dew is interested in at the moment.
Yeah, he saw that and then probably forgot that he had exit.
So why is Odin such a problem at that spot, do you think?
Number one, the speed is a lot quicker than you think. Number two, the attack power is ridiculously high. And number three is the magic power. Even though Bahamut's magic power is fairly low because he only does Mega Nuke, is still higher than you think. So triple whammy.
Yeah. And the Zanketsu, the Odin attack, as it's called in this game, it does a lot of damage. It's going to be enough to kill this fairly squishy party at the moment.
Yeah, I believe in that spot it does around 5,000 damage.
I think that'll do the job.
Yeah, and that doesn't get mitigated by defenses in any way. The joys of Zangetsu.
Yeah. right, Night Dew is going to. Yeah, Night Dew is going to see if they know which chests are trapped and which aren't. Success, Dragoon Shield.
There's a good start. Now, can you remember where the rest is?
Casual Geek Dave is in Baron Castle. Now, taking out Edge's parents in a free fight. More Dragoon gear. The full Dragoon set's on that floor. Wow, or almost that floor. So Cecil getting Dragooned up. They're gonna swap. Each piece of Dragoon gear gives you resistance to all 3 primary elements. So and dragons, and so making sure you split those resistances between the 2 characters is a smart move by Night Dew.
Yeah, if the trap chest normally up here would give crystal gear for Cecil, that's not possible in these flag sets because that would be randomized. But the crystal helm is definitely is along the same lines as the Dragoon helm, resistance to all status, all elemental attacks, and dragons as well. So it's just a slightly better on the stats.
Yep. Cade Sith gonna take out Octomammoth.
So he's 3 Mylon Z, which really wasn't the hard part. Octomam is still doing a fair amount of damage here. Yeah, but it's not. Once you get yourself swinging, speed goes down. You should be fine.
Right. It takes 3 hits to move it down to knock out the first tentacle, and then 2 after each one. And obviously, you can reduce it down to 1 tentacle, and each one slows it down. So, wow, they really want to slow it down. Okay.
I honestly don't blame them. Just making that tick over a little bit quicker is just helpful. I don't think Shiva is really going to help a whole lot here. I think it would be better to pick up Palom and start going with the Lit 2s.
Yeah. But Cade Sith's going to make it through this fight more than likely. It's just not. Once you've slowed it down so far, it's just not a threat.
Yeah, and Edward is doing 2,000 damage per hit. So, and since this bot has 25,000, it's going to be fairly simple.
There's a turtle on the throne.
Is this even randomized? I thought we stopped randomization on treasure chests only.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Kainazo's really just a treasure. But nonetheless,
not one I would keep usually.
This seems quite beatable at this spot. We will see how it goes for Casual Geek Dave. Kite Sith 2 seems to have the Octomammoth fight firmly in hand, and Direwolf's sweating it a little with this Mylon Z fight, but.
Is Naidu at the Peldim spot naturally as well? Are they both fighting in vanilla bosses?
This is actually the ribbon spot.
Okay then, I'm not going completely insane.
No,
more than normal.
More than normal. No. This is paled him at the ribbon spot because the ribbons will always have the goods. That's not true, but it does have 2 trap chests, 2 key items behind 1 boss, which is a great rate of return, no matter how you cut it.
And Peldim does count as a dragon, so that dragoon equipment is going to do a lot of help there.
Yeah. And Cade Sith 2 is through to the underworld at 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 36 seconds. Someone has underworld access.
I'd like to say that's terrible, but I honestly can't, because sometimes in worse seeds than this, you're not through to underground until, say, 1 hour 45 or 1 hour 30. So 1 hour 12 in this environment, I think it will be happy with that.
Yeah, it's fine. And Valvolus is at the top of the tower.
It's a lot worse than it sounds. Valvolus, magic defense, even in tornado form, evasion doesn't go up nearly enough to really make anything bad for that fight. So your spells will go through, your attacks will go through. Spot has around 15,000 to 20,000 hit points, it'll be chewed through very, very quickly.
Yeah, that's a fine boss to put there, and gets Valveless out of a dangerous spot. Fusoya and Baron. Oh boy, Casual Geek Dave has found some power.
We've already had a fair amount with Edge and Cecil with the defense sword, or Palom, Rydia.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I mean, it's
that food's
still
just gonna bring it up.
Yeah, having access to Nuke, hopefully, like Nuke and Quake will both make things a lot easier there.
And as is tradition, Kate Sith is heading directly to the land of summer monsters, Feymarsh, and is checking chests.
Still summon in the basement of Baron Castle. We ditched Porum. So we ditched Porum for Fusoya. And CGD is going right back in for Odin spot.
Considering they got Fu and is likely full power, this is a very good play. They should have more than enough ability.
We found the magma key. Nightu doesn't have to go through. Nightu doesn't have to go through Upper Babel.
I'm pretty sure he is happy and also sad.
Because that means that if they find the crystal piece up here, right, like no matter what, wherever they find the crystal piece, they're not going to have to go through. Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah. And considering Casual Dave hasn't actually gone through Eblin yet to get the underground, knowing where that magma key is just going to pressurize him to go to the moon and pick that up, rather than go through the through hook route. Yep.
All right, we've got a free boss in Odin spot. So-called free because the boss bit isn't set on it. So it's vulnerable to status effects. Also vulnerable to nuke, strangely enough. And Leviathan at the White Spear spot for Nightu. Kate Sith taking the 5 warriors fight as Direwolf mops up Octo Mammoth.
Yeah. Should have phone. Yeah, there's the Hourglass. So they're going to be able to, once they've all had another round of attacks, get through this fight fairly easily.
Yep.
Going back to that magma key on the moon, though, would it be quicker for him to go up and get that? Because it is in the lunar spot, which isn't quick to get through because of the amount of hit points, right? As well as getting to that spot. Would it be quicker to do that, or go through the hook?
I mean, it was magma key and Excalibur, but so the other item out of there is not required, right? Like, so it's purely a speed play, right? Like, do you want Excalibur and the magma key and not going through the Eblin cave, or and then
there's a very good reason to go up and get it, though. If the Legend Sword is found very quickly, those two spots just there, magma key and the pass. If the Legend Sword is on the moon as well, Nightu has the full kit to just go down, get the crystal, get his levels as well while up here, and then just go through the pass.
The pass is a huge speed increase because they have to go back down to the underworld to forge the crystal, and then they have to go all the way through lunar subter without the pass. So that pass is a huge speed up. That CGD is going to want to get that pass in any world except the one where the Legend Sword is on the Earth already.
Yeah, and I believe all spots have been checked now that are available on the Earth. So moon.
Underground or moon.
Yeah. Yep. Going to get that magma key, that Excalibur, that pass. Yeah.
And that armor, the dragoon set, the Genji set.
Yeah. and Kane as well if he feels he wants it. But he's got Fu now.
Yeah, like, do you give up one of your mages? Like, and you know that Leviathan's up there too, so it's not like you're like Rydia is real, Porum is real, right? Or Palom is real, right? Like
Palom and Rydia both have decent amount of attack power, especially going into the late game because magic scales that well.
Right.
Cecil with the Excalibur is pretty much bread and butter.
Right. So like who do you give up? You can't do you give up Edge? Right? Like
Edge at the moment seems like a very good idea because he's only got the short swords.
That's true. Yeah, I could see giving up Edge. I guess we'll see. We'll see what Casual Geek Dave's thinking there. Direwolf joins their party mate in the underground, and we see Water Hag and the Magus sisters at the Asura and Leviathan spots, respectively.
That could be the gauntlet still. We haven't seen the gauntlet.
Oh, we haven't seen the gauntlet? Ooh, oh yeah. Dicey. All right. Going to...
But if either way, Water Hag or Gauntlet there, the attack power is fairly high. You don't want to face any of them.
Yep.
And
Earth Crystal at Earth Crystal at Ogopogo spot. So that's 3 key items in the Lunar Subtier already, and we haven't even checked the trap chests.
Yeah. It's not something I would go down to check just on a whim though. That's a very long check. You really want 2 or 3 things to go in conjunction with that.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
Especially for just a single item.
Yeah. Direwolf and Kate Sith are splitting up a little bit. Direwolf is going to check and see, and going to drive Luca into the corner. And
yeah, and Casualty, they've just remembered what the boss was in Bahamut. Also almost forgot that he had exits available and has run away.
All right.
Also, is Luna Well in a very strange spot.
Yeah. Night Dew is taking a... that's the vanilla spot, interestingly. Night Dew's taking a treasure chest fight. Oh, Kate Sith 2 checked the job and I missed it. Oh no. I feel like a chump.
Well, at least he validated the check. I'm sure someone was looking. A long-range truck driver.
Ooh, okay. That's a respectable job. Tough, though.
But, yeah, I'd like to know where they found the truck, the roads, and stop magma getting all over the tire.
Yeah, that's true. That's gotta be... That is quite... Long-range truck driver. I drive from the upper part of this small area around me with the mountain to the lower part of this small area around me with them. Yeah, that's true. There was one time I saw a tax collector there, and that definitely raised a whole host of questions. Who's taxing them?
Obviously, the king of the dwarves.
Obviously, the king of the dwarves, right? Like, so King Giatz says, and we got a subscriber. Thank you for subscribing to Casual Geek Dave's stream. Got a full moon in that trap chest. Not what we were looking for, but it does let us back row glitch Edge, and it's better than either of his equipped weapons.
Yeah. Again, this is it's a case of is Edge outliving his usefulness? It's difficult to say because he scales so well,
right?
Even with limited gear, but it's still. Would you rather have a defense sword, Cane, or middle sword, full moon, Edge?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a much different calculus for Night Dew than it is for Casual Geek Dave. I think Casual Geek Dave's thinking about it like you were talking about, like going for Palom. Okay, doesn't think they want 2.5 black mages.
Considering they haven't really found a whole lot of magic gear, and the tiara change on Rydia, especially with Leviathan available, just might push that over.
Yeah,
rather having Palom.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's justifiable. Night Dew saving and then checking out the behemoth trap chest here.
Well, Katesif is on his way to the moon.
Where did Direwolf? Oh no, this is Dwarf Castle. Yeah. I was like, where?
Considering that it looks like the first fight that he's in at the moment.
Yeah, this looks like the first fight. So that's a pretty reasonably easy first fight.
Yeah. That bottom imp just took 1,200 damage. So yeah, first fight.
Kite Sith checking out Last Arm.
Just get the thing out of the way. It is a trap chest. We do know where it is exactly. They just do the check quick.
Are the treasure chests in here any good? Shuriken, High Potion, Samurai Arrows, Silver Apple, Elixir. Not really.
Nah. It's really. I think it's really just
Last Arm.
Check what Last Arm gives. It could be the breaking point of the thing. It could be the Legend Sword.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not too bad a check. But yeah, the rest of the items just aren't there. All right, Night Dew is going to check out the Vanilla Crystal Sword location in a second. Direwolf is through the imps. It's Luge. And Direwolf is Dark Elf. And it's the wrong crystal. It's not the crystal you're supposed to be guarding.
It's also a Sid, which I will be very surprised if he's taken.
I'm not interested in Sid here. Even with the Earth Hammers that we've seen. Rydia got big. That's relevant. And Casual Geek Dave is going through this spot to get the Magma Key.
Access to level 2 spells, access to level 2 summons. That's a big power jump for Rydia.
Yep. And yeah, CGG wants that Excalibur and that Magma, and they're gonna grind their way through Pale Dim to do it.
Yeah, and likely wants that pass next door as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once you're here, I think you get the pass. I don't. All right, Last Arm is down without fissioning, and we get Luca Key. You can't reset out of that.
No. And
they're saving? Are they going all the way through?
I think he's just going to check. I think he's just checking. It definitely can't be a grind. But it might be a check of the element spot just to see if Miss Dragon's there while they're in the area.
Yeah, that's fair. See if this is a fight that they can chew through quickly. I love it.
No, that's not a fight you can chew through quickly. He'll chew through you.
Yeah, I mentioned that Antlion has a magic-based counter. Yeah, that spot has some magic and a lot of HP. Alright, so... What was that on Direwolf's screen? I glanced away for just long enough to miss it.
You're not the only one.
Pink Tail. Pink Tail, that's a big pickup.
That's adamant armor. That could be the thing that breaks him through to the bosses in the Land of Summer Monsters.
Yeah, I would definitely go and get that adamant armor right now if I were going to power through those. You know.
It looked like he was in two minds there, but really there is only one mind. Go and pick that up.
Yeah.
With the amount of equipment they don't have, the adamant armor is just going to be so useful.
Yeah, it really is.
And definitely being a candidate for it.
Yep, providing all of those elemental resistances, as well as the increased speed and damage as on Cecil will essentially nearly trivialize the gauntlet, if not trivialize it, and it will nearly trivialize the Maga Sisters. As long as they don't hit you with virus, you're set. So both of those encounters get a lot easier when you can no-sell most of their attack.
And if you, for the either gauntlet or what's it called?
Magus.
No, the other side of the gauntlet.
Water Hag. Yeah.
Water Hag, yeah. If you keep the characters at low health, Cecil can just cover them. But he's putting the item on Palom.
Interesting. I guess they want to quake down the Magus sisters. That's reasonable.
Yeah. Cecil, I think, is the better option because you can always go up and get that Dragoon equipment, which would cover the weakness that you get from taking the adamant armor off.
No, that's a good point. The adamant armor has a weird bug with it that because it gives you like double resistance, when you take it off, it actually doesn't, like, it leaves you weak to the elements permanently. So you can't move the adamant armor around safely. But getting those resistances back, as you mentioned, with the Dragoon gear, right? Like,
but that might not be something that Direwolf is aware of. It might be he might just be thinking, and I just want this for the protections now.
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, Kate Sith has heard the call of the Pink Tail and is going for it. Night Dew is going to find out about the Pink Tail before too long. And Direwolf wants some XPs. And it's going to burn that coffin.
Yeah. Was looking in Sylph Cave. Definitely going to be looking at...
Oh, no. Casual Geek Dave wiped on the Pale Bim fight. They've been fighting it for a while, and...
That was actually his second attempt, I do believe. So...
Oh, wow.
He hasn't really gained any experience, and he hasn't picked up that Dragoon here. I don't think. So Cecil is taking full amount of damage, as well as Kane.
Yeah.
Not that Kane has the hit points to survive attacks anyway.
Right. Level 1 Kane is not... Or level 10 Kane. Alright. Direwolf doesn't have the 10 key items, but that's still a lot.
Yeah. Again, the aim is getting Floaton Porum, which is, because its J spells aren't available, is something like 38. It's actually a fairly... she doesn't get it. Yeah, she doesn't get it early like Rosa does. It's either late 30s or early 40s that Porum gets float. It's not soon in the slightest.
Yeah, no, it's really late. And are we gonna get there? I don't know. Dark Elf change.
Yeah, the other thing that Casual Dave hasn't got is that Leviathan Summon.
Yes.
Because that was in the hairdryer chest.
Yep. And the hairdryer chest also got Night Dew a bunch of experience, right? Like got Kane 23 level, right? So like that was a huge change too. So yeah, all those little things, like they're on the same team, they're little things, but like it's make Casual Geek Dave struggling with a fight that Night Dew, beat on the first try.
Yeah. And Kate Sith, having got that at Luca Key, he is going to check it out, which I honestly don't blame him.
And try to jam the adamant in there.
It's got to be useful for something other than a crisp.
Yeah, no, I think checking Luca Key's fine. In a 2v2, right, like the more marginal checks have a lot more payoff. Right, like you really do want to, make sure that you cover everything as fast as possible, and that means checking Sylph Cave and its chests, which is what Direwolf is doing. It means things you wouldn't necessarily do if you were just solo, because, right, like if you finding it for you is finding it for your teammate.
Yeah, and it might be just me, but Sylph Cave tends to have a very high probability of something that you need.
Yeah, I mean it ends up. I mean it's 7 or 8 trap chests plus the sylphs plus the sylphs if you've got the pan, and then leading to Sheila's.
And he's gone past the room, but there is that light sword here as well.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been a nice pickup for him. He's got the defense sword, yes, that's likely better than the light sword, but we already know that there is a cane available, a defense sword and light sword, before getting that adamant, that Excalibur. Not too bad.
So, interesting thing here, and this is something that I saw Invenerable do once, is that the mute bells will mute all of these before they can get their Fire 2 off, and that makes this take a lot less time, right? Like, these Fire 2s take forever to go through, and quickly getting off. No, they can be dangerous too, but mute bell will mute all of them if you get it off fast enough. Asura in that spot, and we haven't seen Dark Mist either, so that check is.
Yeah, the other thing that Direwolf probably should
Asura.
be doing.
Got Asura guarding Asura.
Okay.
And,
he's got Palom with the adamant armor.
Mm-hmm.
Should really be in the number 2 spot on the top, and have a slow character in the middle, so those quates can go off before the Flyer 2s.
Yeah, for sure. You're right. We have the agility agnostic flag on, which means that it's the center person that does matter, not just Cecil as it usually does. So yeah, no, we definitely want to have a slower person in the center to enable our faster characters to get more done. Edge is generally a pretty fast character. Having him in the center is often detrimental in the agility agnostic world.
Yeah. My personal opinion right now is Porum should be in the middle.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Even though Palom is slower, it's actually one of the slowest characters in the game. Porum's actually quite a bit quicker. He is wearing the adamant armor, which boosts him up, and having that combination, Porum in the middle, Palom on the top, should make those quates go off almost immediately.
Yeah, no, I'm in complete agreement. Given the adamant armor,
and Case somehow hit the 1% chance and hit their lunar whale with the airship.
There's so much world. There's a gold apple in AU. Yeah, there's a gold apple in the key item chest in Summon Monsters. We missed that fact, but not really gonna do it.
It's hit points for Rydia or Porum. Well, more likely Rydia in this case, since it's a likely thing, and doesn't have Porum, but it's still debatable if he's going to keep Rydia in the long.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's debating these people. He hasn't gone to pick up that adamant yet, that adamant armor, so this likely won't be going well for him.
Magus Sisters is one of the two that could go better for him without adamant armor, but this is
it's a difficult spot, but levels are okay.
Yeah, Leviathan and Quake will definitely be capable of getting the job done damage-wise. Casual Geek Dave taking a break from Hail Them to get past, and that
looks like they've already got through Pale Dim. The Magma Key is lit up on their tracker.
Oh, even better. All right, so yeah, the Casual Geek Dave is taking care of this row of items, and has Excalibur on Cecil now, has the pass, right? Like, has a quick way down to the underworld, but they had that already. I expect Night Dew to win this fight.
The one spot they haven't checked is that Bahamut spot yet, and I'm not sure if they've checked the Pale Dim.
Yeah, they haven't checked the Murasame spot. They haven't checked Bahamut. They haven't checked most of the trap chests in the underworld, underground.
Yeah, so there are still things waiting up there that Casualty Dave might just stick around and complete while Night Dew does the underworld. Because Night Dew's got levels and probably just going to top up while down there, while Casualty Dave still needs them.
Mm-hmm. Sand Ruby, you could get yourself a Tella.
Kate Sif is going to pick up that Movelle. Haven't made use of it yet on Night Dew's side, but I'm sure that's still on his mind that he's got one.
Oh, did Dyer find something?
Let's see if we
says
can...
he saw a key item.
Didn't check. We'll have to wait for our tracker to see if they got it.
Darn it! The clip functionality is just after the chest is done. No wait, no, I can do it. There we go.
Oh, ow! Casualty Dave being hit by Fire 3 by element in the
Rat tail
spot died.
It was Rat Tail.
Okay, so
that's the clip function is for. So yeah, we've got Rat Tail now. Out of Sylphs. And it was for Bull Gauntlet. Gross. Beatable but gross.
Yeah, Casualty, they just took a major wipe by Fire 3 on the Rubicante part of elements.
Yeah.
Almost going from 100 to 0%.
I almost never want that fight to actually involve a change, right? Like if I want to either kill it in Mylon phase or it goes bad really fast.
That's difficult to do with that particular spot though, because it has so much hit points.
Yeah, no, that spot's a really rough one for elements. Rat Tail is crystal armor. That's not what we're looking for.
Not the correct crystal, no. But
Kate Sith sees Odin and is going for.
I'd like to say, is he crazy? But we know this is Kate Sith, so yes, he is.
Reeve.
He does have Edward still, so we could be looking at Edward Cheese. Not with a
with the boxer one, we aren't. Wow, was that 4288?
Yeah, this spot has 20,000 hit points, and he does have the adamant on Edward. This is going to be
this is adamant Edward.
As long as the Odin doesn't come out, because that will go through the adamant armor defenses.
No, this looks doable. He's spitting out enough damage, gonna get some lightning 3s off. Like this seems like it's gonna be a win for Kate Sith too, and so we'll find out if there is any value in Kate Bahamut besides a full set of Genji gear.
Yeah. And since Night Dew is passed over at that point, Casualty Dave has passed over that point, this could be a potential game changer.
Yeah, if they find it here, right, like the other two aren't going to circle back around to that, or may not circle back around to that. I wouldn't say aren't, may not go for a little bit while longer. And we're looking at
useful, but not what they're looking for.
No. And you take it because you have the exit spell, but yeah, that definitely gets Palom where you want him, but whew.
Yeah, meanwhile, Casualty Dave is taking on the Carrion free Carrion Warlock chest.
And Supremacy is a great note on the gauntlet at Asura spot. Gave out Crystal Sword, which is Cecil's best weapon. So Night Dew has maximum power on Cecil.
And Edge has got a nice weapon to throw in that Excalibur now.
Yep, we've got another good dart.
Direwolf has finished up in Stealth Cave, is off to Baron to pick up Fu. Not that he knows it's Fu yet, but he'll be very happy to see that.
And Night Dew is going down gangway, which means that they're, well, checking out a couple of the other trap chests. It's the tiny toads and the toad lady.
I thought that would be the case. Kate ACF threw away Kane immediately. With Edward being with that spoon and adamant armor, definitely better than Kane would be right now. Cecil is using the equipment and that Kane would use, and Edge, there's still the potential of finding stuff for him. And we don't know if that's going to be actually found, but there's the potential for it.
And Night Dew finds the ice shield, which is not a thing. Casual Geek Dave continues to check trap chests on the moon. I don't think we've seen Defossil and Warlock yet.
We haven't, no. Night Dew going the long way around to get to the secret passage. You can just take a quick right and bypass going around the circle, yes. Though where it crosses over, you can just go any way you want.
Huh. Well, I've learned something in school today. And Kate Sith is checking the Red Giant chest.
Which is on the way to Pale Dim, which is also another check we haven't seen.
Yep, now we need that check. So, Night Dew's going to find the rat tails on you. Protect ring for the Warlock defossil chest. Slight upgrade for Fuso, yeah.
Not a bad item, but again, we're getting deeper into this seed. As I said earlier, once you got started, things move very quickly. They have started to move very quickly, and they are going to be starting to think, where is this Legend Sword? We've gone through a whole lot of checks now.
Right. No, I mean, and they have to be wondering about their opponents as well. Right. Like at this point, right, like there's been so many possibilities of checks that, right, like it's possible that every chest has been checked at this point, or any chest has been checked, I should say. Right.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, and it has to be playing on their mind that not for Night Dew and Casual Geek Dave is they haven't checked those early spots. Spots on the moon. And is that going to come back to haunt them?
Yeah. Night Dew wishing they had a mute bell as CGD is trying to take down the pair of red dragons. Two red dragons is safer than one red dragon.
Okay.
The problem is that one red dragon uses heat ray and two red dragons doesn't.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that, but these things hit especially hard.
They hit really hard.
Yeah, because he still hasn't picked up that Dragoon gear.
Yep. Heroin robe, we missed that. That was in one of the 6 chests at the bottom of Sylph Cave, was a heroin robe.
Yeah, I believe Direwolf did put a heroin robe on Purim. I wasn't too sure where he got it, but...
Yep, that must have been where.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is gonna be close. Cecil has adamant armor on.
No, because Casual Geek Dave hasn't actually found it yet. Hasn't got the pink tail.
No. Oh, I don't think... No. Nope, they're just surviving well in the back row. Kane's gonna see if he can jump it out. Heat ray. Probably get 1 jump in, maybe 2. Direwolf is checking out the Odin spot.
He's elixiring up.
Elixir. Yeah. Give yourself a couple more shots.
It's definitely worth it in this case, but although that heat ray.
That was that heat ray was bad.
Next one will be a punch, so.
Got elixir again.
It's a good job the elixirs in this sort of treasure setting are quite well found.
Katesith 2 got through their moon fight,
and he is through it.
And CGD got those red dragons down.
For Sleep Sword, the Slumber Sword.
Boo, Slumber Sword. It's moved here all the way from Evelyn Castle.
Evelyn just threw out the trash for that, and because they didn't want it, apparently it's somehow found its way to the moon. I guess we now know where the trash in this world goes to.
Yeah. No wonder they're so mad at the blue planet here. We are not your garbage dump.
Supremacy's just noticing that Casualty Dave doesn't have any life potions, so he can't get anyone up to use exit or really fight anything else. So he's having to make the Walk of Shame out to make the Walk of Shame in.
That's twice as much shame. Ogo Pogo. At Murasame. Ogo Pogo at Pale Dim Spot.
Yeah. This isn't going to be easy. Ogo Pogo is... We called it the Nope Noodle for very good reason. You never want to see him. And...
It's the big waves are a quarter or a half of your max health in alternating, but the physical hits, those are heavy, and that's usually like you put those two things together and it becomes really hard to keep your entire party up.
Yeah. If you put in the fact that he has no healing as well.
Right. The best healing is Cure 2? Oof.
These waves are going to come and they're going to...
Yeah, but I think this is a Ride Edward fight. Like...
Yeah.
Does he get the Cure 2 off on Edge to keep him alive for another cycle? No,
doesn't need
it. Just got through. All right. So Murasame has been changed into
Twin Harp.
Twin Harp. Oh yeah.
Katesith is the one that's split on audio as well, I believe. So we very well might be able to hear that.
CGD right now, but.
We'll have to see if we can get confirmation from that by our restreamer SmokeD today.
So Night Dew is doing something that nobody's done yet, which is checking the 6 key item spots that are 5, possibly 6 key item spots available in the lower Tower of Babel, with 4 trapped treasure chests plus Pan. Get Pan in Babel.
Yeah. It's very likely we're going to see the Tower key in this or that, or the Young and Sheila checks. Because we very quickly running out of checks available.
Yeah.
The moon, we've seen everything on the moon now. The only things we haven't seen are the Twin Harp, the tower here, Young and Sheila, and I think that's it.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, and the Earth Crystal as well.
Yep, and the Earth Crystal. So yeah, there's definitely not much, and Night Dew is actually, rather than checking the rest of the tower, it looks like they're going to probably cash in the Pan.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him, because if this does give the tower key, it's definitely a good play. And even if it doesn't, it means that the tower key could still be in the tower itself.
Right. No, that makes perfect sense. Is that they go and do the Pan, and if Legends and Pan, they're done, and if it's not, well, the tower key probably will be in there. That way, the rest of the tower is a nice clean check.
Yeah. The only way this can really go bad is if it's in the Earth Crystal, Twin Harp, or the Mist Dragon, wherever she is today.
Night Dew also hasn't turned in the rat tail yet, so that's another reason that going above ground helps. Murasame. I mean, it's a weapon.
Yeah, definitely something that Edge could make use of today. And I say could as in definitely.
It has a slight stat debuff on it in exchange for really good like weapon power damage. It is the cursed ninja sword, as opposed to the no downside Masamune.
Yeah, but considering
It's still great.
Considering what he's mostly going to be doing, which is hitting things on the face,
Yeah.
The strength buff on it is much better than overall than a negative agility buff, detriment.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, it's usually worth putting on. Just it's one of those things where it is the cursed sword and it has a slight debuff on it.
Yeah, definitely better than the full moon, but where he had the full moon on the left hand, Edge is not back row glitched.
Right, you're right. That is something that they missed out on too. So the back row glitch, if you put a weapon in somebody's primary hand that makes them back row, either arrows and a bow, the arrows in the dominant hand, or another single-handed back row weapon like a boomerang, then they have the back row flagged forever. For Edge, that hand is his right hand. So you have to put the boomerang in the right hand if you want to back row. It should still back rows him if it's in the other hand. It just doesn't stick.
And I'm not too certain on that, but Edge does have a habit of, although it is meant to stay, the status is meant to stay, Edge has a habit of actually dropping that status on some occasions. Even with the a back row weapon enabled, it's a little bit odd on his mechanics.
Two hands is weird.
Yeah, it might just be a factor of enemy actual defense in back row being raised, but I'm not too certain on it.
So Supremacy is correcting me that bow and arrow are apparently both hands. And then as we hinted, the tower key is in fact at Sheila's second check. So now the rest of the tower is a nice easy climb. So
Night Doom made completely the correct choice in abandoning early, making that check, because it just worked out for him in the end.
Yep. Apparently we had a tough time seeing it, but it was Bahamut at Sheila 1, and so now the Rydia is maxed out on summons and on damage summons.
I'd like to say a kudos to all of our runners today, because Rydia tends to be the first, one of the first characters that gets dropped, considering the amount of items that we've had available. But every one of them have kept her.
Yeah,
and have been getting levels on her.
Yeah, she's been just good enough the entire seed, which is interesting. Happen a lot of the time. She does, in fact, get put by the wayside.
Yeah, she's gained incremental power as the seed's gone along. First, the Shiva summon saw them through the early game. The Leviathan came along just when she needed a little bit of extra boost, and now Bahamut is just going to see her through the rest until she gets Nuke, and then that's endgame.
Yep. Alright, and this is the last trap chest, and it's the ice armor. So trap chest had Pan and nothing else. Now on to Valvolus and the super cannon.
We still haven't seen Miss Dragon.
No.
So that could be at the super cannon. It could be at the CPU spot. It could be at the Twin Harp.
Yep. Those, I think, are the three bosses we haven't seen. Everybody's done the over singular boss check.
Yeah. Yeah, there are no other spots available that we haven't seen. Those are the only 3. Everyone else has at least looked at them. Oh yeah, Earth Crystal, second boss as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Because there's no one of the bosses does get rotated out, but Mist Dragon can't be because of the way the flags are set. It has to be available to give a key item from Rydia's mother.
Case is really thinking about the true final boss.
Sometimes you won't look at that screen and you just go, why have I kept all this stuff? And then you realise, I actually haven't noticed I was filling up this bad.
Yeah, I've kept this stuff because I'm bad and I should feel bad. Is what happens when you see the screen. There are not a lot of inventory spots in this game, and it's just often ends up being managing those inventory spots ends up being a huge part of high level play, high level randomizer play.
Yeah, especially in this when they've checked a lot more chests than you would expect for having for being a vanilla trap chest locations.
Ribbon at the top of the tower. Fabulous had a pretty hat.
Well, she deserves it.
She does.
Goes well with her tornado bikini.
Yeah. There's about as much fabric as in her tornado bikini, apparently.
Night Dew, unfortunately, has frozen a little bit. Hopefully, we're going to get him back as soon as Smoke D decides to have a look at it. I believe he stepped away for a moment, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got Kane mid-flight, which is an interesting sprite. Supremacy making these note that you got heroin still staff, like not the kind of power you're looking for.
Yeah, because the heroin robe increases strength stats and agility stats, then drops every single magic stat. Unfortunately, the silver staff, although it does give free will, is definitely not enough to circumvent that.
All right. And Direwolf, unfortunately, falling trap that Night Dew avoided. They went through the entirety of tower without the tower key. Are going to go turn in the pan and get the tower key.
Night Dew's on his way out. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to see what that item was because Smoke D is working on it.
Mm-hmm.
If we see him suddenly making it being at Cacao, we'll know what it was.
Night Dew is going to the giant. So whatever it was not go mode.
No, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Twin Harp that Kate Sif has got in his back pocket right now is looking good, as well as that Earth Crystal that's in Night Dew's back pocket.
Yeah, and it's interesting that both sides, only one person has the last piece of those 2 fetch quests, right? Like those 2 chains, right? But those are the only checks that are left, right? Like, unless there's a loose chest, loose trap chest that hasn't been covered. But they've been doing a pretty good job of attacking trap chests at this point. I don't think there's any left.
No, I'm pretty certain we've seen every possibility for trap chests.
Yeah.
And almost all possibilities for spots as well.
Yeah, like we're looking for Derek Mist. We're looking for the Mist Dragon, or it's at one of those 2 spots, or possibly both. Could be Derek Mist at one of those 2 spots.
Or neither.
Or neither, right?
Because we still have the top of Giant. We still...
we still got the top of Giant.
Yeah. So it could be, and we know that Antline's at Elements waiting, so it could be a rough journey to Derek, Derek Mist, or the Mist, just to get at that Legend Sword from Radia's mother in Mist.
Yeah. All right, and Direwolf's gonna hit Yang upside the head. Kate Sith is going to get their Excalibur and a Magma Key in a few.
Really? Supremacy? Okay. Kate Sith has shown some very high level knowledge here. Apparently he's picked up an Avenger somewhere, and has Avenger glitched with his Artemis arrows. So Artemis arrows do quad damage on dragons. Peldrim is a dragon, so those high amounts of damage was because of that.
Interesting. That is a high level strat indeed.
Sorry, Artemis arrows, not adamant arrows. I've got adamant on the brain. Even though we're looking for the Legend Sword. So yeah, high level play there. Knowledge of the items that he's using, knowledge of what's available and what the enemy is.
Yeah, those are some like that. The adamant glitches and such are the kind of things released in vanilla runs, vanilla speed runs. Very rarely used as an explicit tactic inside the randomizer. Often because most people don't know how it works, and when you do it accidentally, it's kind of miserable. Adamant glitching yourself into using crystal repeatedly is an entertaining time.
Yeah. And apparently you've got adamant on the brain as well because you adamant.
Yeah, I said adamant.
So right, I apologize. That's my fault.
I'll blame you. Night Dew is gonna take out the antlion.
Or just stand in between its jaws until something happens in the stream. Yeah. Direwolf is heading back to the tower to go and fight Valvalis and get not much in the way of help.
Yeah, I was under the impression that it was once part of Vanilla's running, but obviously now is like, as Supremacy says, it's way too long out of the way to get nowadays. But at one point I thought it was relevant. But anyway, a rarely used glitch. White Spear at the crystal spot. Yay, Kane. And we got poison.
We've got a cabin. That poison won't last.
No.
There's Kate Sith's pass. He now knows about that Magma Key Excalibur pass situation on the moon. Direwolf should know about it now as well. I don't think he's going to go. I think he's just going to continue his searches here. Kate Sith still has the Ogopogo spot. That's the only one he's got left. And then he's likely going to be jumping down for that Twin Heart. Casualty, Ava's still searching the moon, likely just thinking, have I forgotten anything? Is there any more items that I need to pick up? He's found a behemoth chest, so that's always a sign where still need to get some things.
I don't know what Night Dew did, but checking out their stream directly, it looks like they went to go check out Luca. So whatever they did, it did not involve finding go mode.
If he went to Luca, that means he would have reset out of Antline. So we still don't know for certain if that Miss Dragon is behind there.
Yep.
So there's confirmation that Sora is looking very sparkly today.
Man, I'm just waiting for somebody to actually pursue Twin Harp or Earth Crystal.
Yeah. It's... we know what people are looking for now. We've got 3 spots that are there, and Kate Sith seeing that, getting that Earth Crystal, is just about to get away from the moon and go and check those 2, likely in a combination effort.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Night 2 actually fought Asura down. Their levels are already quite high.
Yeah, Rydia was just off of Nuke by the way the HP totals were, so that might have been just to push him over a little bit.
Yep, makes sense.
Sith is still there. Looks like they haven't done the Wyvern spot check yet, so...
Yeah, and Direwolf is just getting Gain, so Direwolf hasn't done anything underground yet. And ditching Kane.
Has likely got enough levels at this point. Yeah, is in the low 40s. That Kane isn't really worth it. Has got that Spoon Edward as well. No, they dropped Edward, didn't they? Still has got a decent team in 2 Black Mages.
And until Kate Sith wins this fight, they'd like... Or did Kate Sith already do this fight and just forgot about it?
The fact that he hasn't opened chests on the way, I doubt it, but he might just be stopping off to pick up that the chests first. Casualty Dave is going back to the element spot to get some revenge on the Rubicante section. And Direwolf is attacking the red and blue dragons. Thought they would have went straight for the Luna, the ribbon spot.
Inventory is still full, Kate said.
Yeah,
so much inventory.
Not that he's got anyone that can actually use that lifestyle.
Right. No, that's a lot of good gear. Like, you look at that bottom stuff, and it's all hair and robe. It's just like, yeah, no, that's all great stuff. It's just, you're a little full up.
Yeah. Rubicante is still giving a whole lot of issues to Casualty Geek Dave here. Those elemental attacks. He kind of picked up that Dragoon gear yet, because those were doing full power.
Still haven't, must not have, and doesn't have the adamant off of Pinktail either. It looks like Naidu is finally doing that Earth Crystal check.
And the fact he's now on the Kenyatta spot part means he's got to go through a whole load more hit points. And
with just Kane only doing 2,000 a shot, it's just not happening. And they're going for it again.
And he couldn't risk getting anyone up because there was nothing that...
Wave.
Yeah. Wave would have come out eventually. The punches would have just put them back down again. Yeah.
D-Lunar, 9s. Not a problem. Cecil will get off his attack before it gets virus.
No, we haven't.
We will never find out.
Yeah, we haven't seen Wyvern either.
It's true. Wow, we got the weakest dragon and the strongest, possibly sitting out there.
Which one's the weakest again? It depends on spot. That Mist Dragon can be very, very dangerous.
but it's no Wyvern. I mean, Mist Dragon's single attack is a single attack. Wyvern's single attack is a.
Well, there's Rosa.
Hey, it's Rosa. We love you, Rosa. Yeah, you're probably not making the party at this point. And Casual Geek Dave gets there and gets his Earth Crystal.
He's taking Rosa.
Wow! Wow, does not want the Black Mage. Gonna slingshot her up, probably, but wow.
I'm not too sure where he's going to slingshot her up because there's very little in the way of experience left.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit confused. He's got enough levels that Zeromus shouldn't be a problem with having no white mage. Cure frees are a thing.
Right.
And who would likely have been a better choice in Baron?
Yeah. I wish the stream wasn't being a pain. I guess that is good use for a silver apple.
It's bygone there though, now that we're seeing it. So Mist Dragon still isn't on the table, but this could still be the Legend Sword.
Yeah.
And if it is, he's gonna
And Kate Sith is checking the other direction.
Yeah.
Trying to chase down that black chocobo, so not only are we going to get music, we are, one way or the other, we're going to know what's going on.
Yeah. Is it going to be demissed at CPU? Or is the Legend Sword going to appear on Night Dew's screen or Kate Sith's?
Yep. Come on.
And
right on time.
Has frozen right to when we wanted to. So
loading up Night Dew stream. The answer is no. It is not.
It is not.
They are off to Bahamut spot.
Yeah.
They're going to check back in with Odin.
Because that was the Twin Hut, wasn't it?
Yep.
So Bahamut spot, our resident value looks like it's got value in the long run.
It's very possible. It's still possible that it's the CPU has been replaced by a Mist Dragon, but it's right now we're at 50-50. It's either this or it's either here or there. Ooh, Odin. That actually didn't do a ton of damage.
Yeah. First up though, Edward has to play his funky tunes.
Yep.
What's going on?
Sounds like the Final Fantasy airship music. Final Fantasy VI airship music. Or as Mapes calls it, save them.
Yeah, save them.
Yeah, it's the... No, it's the music that's on the way. Yeah, there's a number of times it's used.
Yeah,
Not
there's a
airship.
couple of times there's a couple of times it's used. But yeah, it's used
That's
in drama
water hag.
spots. Water hag.
That is not Miss Dragon.
We've got a 50-50 shot of Miss Dragon being at the top of the Giant of Babel.
Holding the legend sword.
Holding the legend sword.
Meridia's mother.
Meridia's mother. Thanks for killing my summoned dragon. Here's the sword of legend.
Let's not say it is until confirmation happens.
We don't know. Yep. No, we don't know. We won't know until Water Hag is down and we get a drain spear for our trouble.
Come on, Smoked. Come on, Gazer.
Let's see Legend Sword.
Legend Sword. Boo.
Legend Sword. The CPU slot is not required, but it was so close to a legendary seed. All right.
But that has flipped everything on its head. Night Dew and Casual, they have checked a whole lot of spots, but they haven't checked the one that actually matters until now.
Yep, and that they don't have neither one of them have that harp, and so while Team Rydia is they're in Gate Sith is in go mode and Direwolf is in no mode. CGD and Night Dew are now they're on the clock to, hopefully check that spot, to check the spot they need to. Somebody said that the Twin Harp was actually at Murasame's spot at Pale Dim, and I think that's actually what happened.
Oh right, yeah.
So yeah, the CGG is going back up. It's possible that Murasame's where he's going, and if it is, then they've got a chance. But
and that was guarded by Ogopogo, so that's not an easy fight, but it is something that they can get through eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Sorcerer Robes and Moon Veils in Kakol's shop today.
Moon Veil, right on time.
Those Sorcerer Robes, though, considering we haven't found too much in the way of mage equipment.
Yeah, no, there's only
Yeah.
There's a black shirt and a white shirt hanging around, and then the robe that Fu comes with, and that's kind of been it. So, yeah, some Sorcerer Robes will suit them just fine. Especially the white.
Yeah, Rydia's got not the change in the tiara. Palam's got that Stardust, with the added Sorcerer buff, that should be more than enough to just boost them past the 9,000s on their nukes.
Yep. And Direwolf is going to get their harp.
Yep. And Night Dew is on the way there as well. Meanwhile, Casual Geek Dave is also making a beeline for that spot. Peldim and Ogopogo at the Peldim spot seems like a popular holiday destination today.
Yeah. It's been a long day at school. They need to cool off. Looking for some big waves.
Although Casual Geek Dave is making a quick bypass to the red giant chest because he went in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, the Night Dew and Casual Geek Dave are splitting up the last few checks at the top of well, they're not even splitting it up. They just both check that chest.
Well, they've got so little to do. If it is that spot, at least they can hit at a very similar time.
And then we are 2 hours 22 minutes deep as Kate Sith approaches the plateau of Zeromus. Got a big Ogopogo.
Direwolf is having a little bit of issue here. I think not realizing that the
Summon on Ogopogo.
Oh, any spell on Ogopogo brings out the blaze count.
Yep.
Really needs to get that. It would help if Ogopogo didn't keep punching Cecil in the face, but really needs to get that.
Blaze is effectively Blaze is effectively just another big wave. So triggering the Blaze counter really plays into kind of Ogopogo's strategy's hands, right? Like by just knocking away another quarter of your max HP.
Blaze is actually 20%.
It's only 20%. Okay,
yeah,
so it's 25. It's just 20.
It's not quite as powerful as Wave, but it's still significant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That Sylph though could be.
That's dangerous. Yeah, I'm hoping it's big number.
Oof. Yeah, and here comes the big wave. This will be the double, so this will be a while.
All right. Yeah, well, that gives Team Cecil a chance to possibly catch up because they are both at or through Ogopogo.
Yeah. Kate Sif looks like he's going to pick up more Barker's wines.
Yep. Just got to make sure you got. Yeah. If you're gonna have a party, you just can't have like one or two.
Yeah.
Gotta have enough for everybody.
Yeah, he does have 3 very good sources of physical damage though in Edward with Spoon, Cecil with I think it's Excalibur for him, and Edge.
I think it's actually Crystal at the moment.
Yeah, I don't. I think he's only got the Excalibur. I think the Crystal was on Night Dew. So
you're right. It's just Excalibur at Avenger, and then.
Yeah, and a couple of Black Mages. We're very unlikely to see any healing with Cure Freeze. Just full out aggression.
Yep.
So Casualty Dave has picked up his Twin Harp, is on his way out. Night Dew is heading down to pick up his Legend Sword, and Direwolf's giving it another go.
It's possible that they don't know. Like, Casualty Dave has the Earth. It's possible they're about to split this.
No, Night Dew has already seen the Earth Crystal.
Oh, Night Dew already did Earth Crystal? Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, he did. Yep, So
the only thing that could be worrying them on their mind is demist at CPU.
Yep.
Or demist here.
Yep. And so CGD is going to burn a little bit of time making sure they're prepped while Mike discovers whether they're going to have to make a run at CPU.
We do have one particular question that Scarlet Kitty would like to know the answer to. What question is that?
What question is that? Well, there's Kate Sith. The question is, whose butt are you going to kick tonight? Or this morning, or this afternoon, depending on where you... and we will find out as soon as he uses the crystal on the absolute dark substance that is Zeroma. Wow! Direwolf's Nope Noodle has gotten real big.
Oh, okay. We knew he was dangerous, but we don't really want him to be 4 times the size.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Oh, and it won. Man, being big was an advantage. Yeah, Direwolf is really having trouble with that.
Yeah, it is a difficult fight, no matter what you want to throw at it.
Yeah, the later it gets, the harder it gets, because those percentage chunks become more relevant and harder to heal. All right.
It doesn't help that it's got. Oh, okay.
It's Kamek. Gonna turn you into a turtle or a pig.
Or shrink down, or grow himself, or whatever he wants to do with that wand. If we go back to Direwolf for a little bit, he does have that heroin robe on Purim. That is a bit more detrimental here because he really needs those heals from Purim to counteract the damage that's coming out.
Yeah. All right, and Night Dew now knows the secret, which means Casual Geek Dave also knows the secret, and they are on their way. They both have passes too, so a pure rush to get prepped, get Crystal, and get to the moon. Whereas Direwolf is still fighting here, and that's, even though Kite Sith was the first to have the knowledge, being able to get through Ogopogo effectively is making it that Night Dew and Casual Geek Dave might catch up.
Yeah. And to answer Tifa's, it's already been said, but yeah, every spot except CPU has been checked for both boss, key item, normal item, or just for the heck of it.
Yep, every trap chest has been checked, every summon boss has been checked. The only spot we have not seen with our is CPU spot. And the only thing that is outstanding is Ceridius Mud.
And the one boss that has been cut out, but I can't.
And the one boss that is cut out, but we could eliminate that by a process of elimination because it has to be Derek missed at CPU, right? So by process of elimination, we could figure out what boss was burned. But yeah, there's CGD going for their thing. Night Dew's picked their crystal. Kate Sith is nuking good. Just pure DPS. And that DPS is real good. I do not think that this Ceromus is going to stand up for much longer.
It doesn't usually under a whole lot of attack power that Edward can dish out with that spoon. Cecil is almost right behind on that sort of amount of damage. Edge,
yeah, the physical characters are doing 10k a pop. The magical characters are doing 10k a pop, right? Like this, like all three physical characters together are doing 10k, I should say, right? 10, 12, and then each of the nukers is doing another 10k, so they are getting through it.
It's Wyvern. We haven't seen Wyvern. Wyvern was the one.
Wyvern got burned. You're right.
Wyvern got burned.
Yeah, Wyvern's the burned card. Wyvern is too strong for the team, and Kate Sith is done. Kate Sith, we didn't even see rocks. Just completely burn that down. All right, and so as Night Dew enters the fight, Kate Sith is done, and so
I'm still a bit shocked that Wyvern was the boss that was dropped.
That is amazing.
With everything that's been going on in this seed, how I'm not going to say rude because it wasn't, but challenging.
Yeah, no, this has been a very interesting challenge.
Yeah, to have Wyvern dropped out where it could have, because it would have mega nuked at the start. That it just changes your perspective of the seed a little bit.
Yeah, like the seed. Kate Sith finished as the first finisher in 2 hours 31. Wyvern wasn't in the seed, right? Like we checked every spot we could check. Like that's like, and Wyvern wasn't in the seed, right? Like he wasn't even there to make it hard. We didn't need Wyvern to make this harder. Man.
Rosa. Wow, Rosa did catch up on levels quickly. Where did those come from?
It's a good question. Nightdew did do a bit of prep time, I think. No, Nightdew didn't. Kate Stith was the one that did some prep time. I don't know.
He still had to do Odin's Spot and Odin's Pogo, so that's where the levels came from.
Yeah,
with,
that must have been
with the amount of difference in the levels that Rosa had, the catch-up mechanic would have caught in at least twice.
Yeah. And Direwolf's back in it and has set they're adjusting, they're setting their attack, they're setting their combat speed down so they can better respond to Ogopogo's actions, and they are going to get themselves a heart. And Casual Geek Dave getting underground with the magma key. Going underground for the first time. At 2 hours and 34 minutes, CGD has underground access.
Well, you have to get there sometime. One thing I'd like to say is you have to run out of spots eventually.
Yep.
And he's basically lived on the moon for, what, an hour and a half? Almost?
Yeah, Nightdew, Cecil's doing better damage. Rydia's, because of the Crystal Sword, Rydia's doing worse damage compared to Kate Sith, but it's still quite a bit of damage. And Rosa's got White, so...
White is almost as good as Nuke. And there's the flash, and Nightdew is done. 2 hours, 35 and 13 seconds.
So Nightdew and Kate Sith are about 4 minutes apart. So that means that Direwolf has 4 extra minutes, right? Like basically to catch up to Casual Geek Day, and still they can win this. The Team Rydia can win this seed, even though, right? Like even though they are behind right now, right? Like this. Bad fight from Casual Geek, or right, like just Direwolf catching up and blazing the rest of the seed, right? Like it's not over yet. It's not over at all.
Putting that slow is a little bit risky, but should be okay if he can get a white a Cure 4 off immediately after. Cecil is berserked, so should be doing some okay damage here.
Palom's got admin armor on, so there's a Ogopogo takes wing. Nothing.
Yeah, that second.
Slow.
Yeah, that really should have been a Cure 4.
Does Porum not have Cure 3? Spread it around.
Does not have. I think he knows that his white magic is neutered at the moment, and because of the amount of he was getting, so single targeting Cecil is much better choice. So I approve of that.
All right.
It's just really he should have maybe taken off that heroin robe. Still.
The heroin robe is still.
Yeah. He might just be trying to go two-person on this with Cecil and Porum. That might be his final strategy for it. Just let Cecil do the work and Porum keep Cecil alive.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Life.
Yeah,
Can
that
we get
life.
In time.
It is on a delay, so. Yep, it is. So,
and you got there.
Porum is lower level, not high enough level for Cure 4. So that's also part of the reason why he's not doing that well. But though he's risking these direct attacks, and this big wave is going to come up. This nuke is going to come up next, so Cecil is going to go down.
Yeah.
he's going to actually go down with the big wave because it's a double.
So is Palom. And
Yeah.
so
This nuke is going to do damage, but here comes the blaze, and
they should still be up, but
yeah. That cure free whiff because it went onto Cecil, so really it's just back down to Paul herself.
oh man, rough. And Casualty Dave is in Kamika's fight. Kamika's.
There goes the first big bang, so likely got a silk off. Well off. Yeah, those were neutered
Yep.
stats.
Yep. And yeah, so for people if people aren't familiar, the big tricky mechanic in Zeromus is that if you get him to counter with a nuke between the time when he shakes and the time he big bangs, he uses a different magic stat than he does for his normal big bang, and it usually causes it to do a little under half damage compared to its normal big bang numbers. We refer to that as the nerfed big bang, and that's what you saw there.
It's a little bit more complicated than that, because I believe there's a blank turn in between where he resets his magic power. So it needs to be between that blank turn and the big bang.
Yep. There's a lot of complicated machinery happening behind the scenes for them to make this fight work. There's a health refill. There's multiple phases where the AI changes. It's a pretty complicated fight for an early Super Nintendo era RPG. But the big high note is the nerfed Big Bang that you will see commonly done. And it looks like Direwolf has unfortunately forfeited.
This has been a long seed. It's been a hard seed. He's not feeling particularly himself right now because it's been going on for so long. And to be honest, with it going on this far, he's done extremely well. Well,
Yeah.
I don't blame him, and we wish him a very hearty GG and go get some rest.
Yeah, any seed that goes over 2 hours starts to push at you, right? Like any seed that goes over 2 hours is it's rarely where you want to be. And this was a tough one. They had a very long early action. We didn't get we didn't get Cecil out of Dark Knight status until somewhere between 25 and 38 minutes. We didn't get Underground until an hour
80 minutes
an hour 18, right? Like so it was a long, tough seed, and they ended up having to check almost literally every location process. So it was a tough one, and Casual Geek Dave's about to finish it out. The rocks have fallen and nobody's died, so
well, Ridia's on the floor. Apparently, the only schoolgirl left in this school seed or homework seed has decided to also take the night off and just rest.
Yep, and that is it. Casual Dave. Looks like they finished around 42:37.
The official time is 2:42:35 on our Discord race bot. So GG to everyone. It has been a long marathon run.
Yeah, this is a long one. We saw some impressive stuff this seed. We saw some stuff you rarely see people try to do. We saw some people that really, had done their homework and kind of knew what chess to check. And, it was interesting. We like this, and so it was a pleasure to watch this and commentate on it, and for all of our runners, certainly give they all played hard, and this was a tough one. We had a tracker. I personally believe that tracking 2v2s is one of the hardest ways to track because people rarely all go to the same place, especially at the beginning. Tracking them can be very hard.
Yeah.
And looks like we've got some people in channel.
Yeah, we have Casual Dave and Kate Sif, two of our runners. We're not too sure if Nightgy will be joining us as well. Direwolf is going to go and take a lie down, which we don't blame him for. But GG to you, Casual Dave and Kate Sif, and to Nightdew as well, who's just joined us. That was a fun one, or fun as in quotation marks.
Entertaining. Entertaining is a good word for it.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Sometimes.
So we'll start with Nightdew.
We're having trouble with
Nightdew first. Yeah, we'll start with Nightdew. See if no, he's just gone muted. We'll start with Casual Dave because on the winning team. What was the thing that stood out most on that?
Oh yeah, man! It was definitely an interesting type of seed. Like, it was definitely very challenging with the vanilla chests and having to remember where all the vanilla items are and how to take advantage of that. I thought was very interesting. It was obviously very challenging. And yeah, I mean, that twin harp spot being the last place was definitely entertaining. So
yeah. Same question to you, Kate Sif. What was the thing that stood out to you most?
I figure the having figured out where is like knowing how to take advantage of like the vanilla chests and that. I took recognition that the trap chest rewards are all going to be shuffled in that. But otherwise everything.
Yeah, it definitely was something where, as it was stated in the title, something where you had to have some prior knowledge and doing your homework to know where those things were. So
yeah, like I knew where to find pocket swines and hourglasses. And of course, getting some. Of course, you gotta loot a few chests anyways to start out with because you really don't have a lot of cash.
Yeah. That was one of the things that we noticed at the very start. The items were there in the shops to give you that start, but it's just where was you going to get that initial influx of cash? You decided to go to actually sell that ogre axe. Everyone else didn't, but that was your start.
We had looked up a couple of where the chests were and hoping to Eblon early because Eblon has a 10k chest and that's a huge chunk.
Yeah, it was definitely really interesting, and there was a little bit of bumbling around on our part too. IRL unfortunately happens. Real life person can hit. We were having some communication issues on our end and some distractions and stuff. So we were bumbling around a little bit, but we made our way through, and it was really enjoyable. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. One thing I noticed on your side, Casual Dave, you had issues with the Rubicante part or elements. You didn't pick up the Dragoon gear from what we've noticed. That could have made it more helpful for you.
I did. I went back and got it. I had the first time around I didn't have it. The second time I went back to it, I had the Dragoon gear at that point.
All right. Was that on Kane, which is why he survived it and everyone else didn't?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, that spot hits pretty hard, and went back to the drawing board and approached it differently, and just like, you know what, we gotta get through this. So I just threw a spoon at it and called it a day.
Yeah. How was not going underground until the very end of the seed, though? Sort of like 2 hours 35, 2 hours 30 into the actual seed.
Yeah, it's interesting turning in a magma key at 2:30. I was okay with it. Night carried me properly.
Yeah, no,
did all the hard lifting.
There were a lot of very interesting small decisions around that. The way that people discovered the magma key in the past on the, and when some people had or hadn't gone under. There was just a lot of really interesting stuff going on. When people went to the moon and picked up that gear that was just sitting there, right, like the samurai gear and the dragoon, that was all just really interesting and stuff that we don't normally see in the randomizer community. So that made those item decisions really did make it, a lot more interesting in some ways than just the random items would have been.
Yeah, for sure. And that was definitely an active decision for me and I do both, was to just go straight to Cape Mahon and grab those. Just honestly not remembering where the Dragoon gear was off the top of our head.
The Dragoon gear is on B3 and the hidden passage.
Right, yeah. Yeah, we grabbed it after the fact. Just going into it initially, we're kind of scratching our heads like, where's that again? So, the seed was definitely called do your homework for a reason.
Yeah, I could not remember gear that was Gated gear, and by the time I got to it, I'm like, Dave's up here. I got to run underground. We got to get somebody down there now.
Yeah, that's why I brought up all of the maps on BG Maps before the thing, just because I wanted to be sure that I had access to them.
Yeah, we were both kind of having some issues on our end. I was having some issues with my computer and stuff. Fortunately, my stream stayed up, but my stuff's still frozen right now. So,
yeah, no, there was that too. So
I definitely couldn't pull it up, unfortunately, unless I did it on my phone.
Yeah. The final question I've got is for Night2. I'm going back to a lot of hours ago. Change rod on the officer. What brought that about?
Oh, change rod on the guard. Oh, yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, I have something for this. I'm like, wait a minute, I have a change rod. Let's just see if it works on the back.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, I was very impressed with that. I'm thinking, wait, I don't think that's ever been done by anyone ever. So kudos to that one.
Yeah, I was really happy to get the swag counter nuke on radio while she's going, yay, and pumping her arms up and down. That was fun.
Still curious where Demas is hiding.
That's at CPU.
Actually, I can tell you.
Yeah.
It had to be a CPU. Yep. We ruled out everything else.
Yep. Yes. We came to the same conclusion. Yep. Wyvern was not in the seed, and Demas was at CPU.
Yep.
Right? Every spot between all four of you was checked. Every trap chest, there was nothing left. There was an unknown item at CPU spot.
As soon as I saw Water Hag at the Twin Harp, I'm like, oh my god, did we roll the Demas to CPU? Are we going to have to go hunt it down?
Yep, it was a 50-50 shot at that point, and we were just like, what's it gonna be?
And yes, we did go boo when it was the level sword.
I'm sure. We even actively thought like, oh, okay, so Mist Dragon's there. I started going there just in case like Twin Harp didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, oh, it's got it. Cool, 180.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you kind of. Yeah, I saw you kind of delay just slightly before.
Hey, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say it's coming action.
Yeah. So, do we have any last thoughts about out this going? We'll start off with Night2.
Very interesting. I kind of want to do it again. I mean, there were a lot of things early. Like I know it was said the 10K chest in Cave Eblin. A couple of things I forgot about. I just kind of did this blind. There was no homework done. And yeah, there were a couple definitely would have redone, although I really did like back row Cecil cover for things like Pale Dim. Cecil definitely pulled his weight in this season.
Yeah.
Then he got the adamant, and I do not. I feel a little bit bad for sitting through that. Gauntlet. It's really fun when Cecil gets demolished. So almost like.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you did no homework, sorry, that's detention for you. K-Sif, same question to you.
I actually kind of enjoyed having an adamant spoon word.
Yeah, we did notice that you had that. That's always a nice treat. And finally, Casual Deep Dave, any last thoughts about it?
Just as always, just want to say thanks to everyone that did restreaming commentary tonight. Always happy to be a part of this community. I love it. Usually on commentary, but tonight in a rare race appearance for once. And thanks for Night 2 for carrying me and putting up with me for a night.
It's been a pleasure to have you all. It's been a whole lot of fun watching you. So thank you very much for being restreamed in this very small but very interesting race.
Thanks, everyone.
So, Mecca, it's been a while since we started this. Do you have any final thoughts? Because I think we've said a whole lot about this.
We have said a whole lot about this. If you want, I don't think I have any final thoughts. This was just really interesting. Like I said, there was a lot went on, a lot happened, stuff we hadn't seen before. That was. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, it definitely was a great pleasure to commentate with you. For everyone that's still watching, if you're still awake, I don't see why you wouldn't be, because this was amazing. We do have a few things coming up. We have 3 community nights a week on Friday and Monday, for singles, and Saturdays for 2v2s. There are races happening all the time. Tomorrow night will be a completely random race that I set up myself called the Sunday Slapdash, so join in if you wish. We also have coming up very soon the Highway to the Zenith Zone 2. That will be beginning, I believe, on the 9th of July. So plenty to look forward to coming forward. If you're interested, please join the Discord. Everyone there is amazing. You can't really ask for much better of a community. Very helpful. If you want any information about Final Fantasy IV in general, or the randomizer, just ask. Someone will be there to help you. So I hope you enjoy your evening, and Mecca, I'll leave the final words to you.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching the Final Fantasy for Enterprise Twinsday Night 2v2, and we will see you all hopefully next stream around. Goodbye.